For our next story, let's talk about a bamboo plant. You do know what it looks like. A bamboo tree has a stout trunk, very strong roots, and incredibly flexible branches. For Vietnam, the bamboo tree is an inspiration. It's inspired their foreign policy. Hanoi calls it bamboo diplomacy. The principle is quite simple: strong fundamentals, but a very flexible approach. Just like the bamboo plant. It's dynamic and it's been quite successful. Global powers are making a beeline for Vietnam, the latest being Australia. It's upgraded diplomatic ties with Hanoi.
Elevating our ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership today places Australia and Vietnam among each other's most significant partners. It reflects our shared ambition for the future.
We are confident that with the upgrade of our bilateral ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership, Vietnam and Australia have entered a new chapter in the history of bilateral relations with a very substantive, effective, and sustainable items of cooperation across the board.
Comprehensive strategic partnership. That's what they're calling it. The two countries will cooperate in a lot of sectors. But the most important bit is this: both nations will open an annual dialogue on critical metals, the likes of lithium, copper, cobalt, and other rare earth minerals. And this is quite significant. You see, critical minerals are crucial for tech sectors. They're used to make everything from smartphones to EVs. Australia is a major producer of critical minerals, and Vietnam has some of the largest untapped deposits of critical minerals. So it's a win-win for both.
Working together as comprehensive strategic partners, I am confident that Australia and Vietnam can rise to meet the challenges of today and tomorrow.
Australia and Vietnam have shared ties for half a century now. There have been some differences, but nothing major in the last few decades. Vietnam is Australia's 10th largest trading partner. Canberra is Hanoi's 7th largest export market. They're both part of multiple agreements, and they are priority partners in foreign policy. The two nations were already close, so why the upgrade now? For Australia, it's about China. It wants to move away from Beijing. It wants to diversify its supply chains, and what better option than the rising Asian tiger? Vietnam has the infrastructure, it's a regional power, and it has the political stability that is needed. That makes it the newest business hub. Big companies are shifting base there, shifting their supply chains to Vietnam, the likes of Dell, Google, Microsoft, and Apple. Apple already produces millions of AirPods in Vietnam. It also plans to move key iPad engineering resources to this country. In 2022, foreign investment in Vietnam hit a decade high. This is all part of the de-risking or decoupling from China that the world is attempting. So Canberra could not have had a better choice. As for Vietnam, it's another shining laurel for its bamboo diplomacy. The world is getting more and more divided. There are two wars and multiple conflicts and brewing tensions. Amid all of this, Vietnam is walking a tightrope. Look at its roster of top partners: the United States, China, India, South Korea, Japan, Russia, and now Australia. Some of these countries do not see eye to eye, yet they're all making a beeline for Vietnam, to work with Vietnam. US President Joe Biden visited the country last September. They upgraded ties. They announced closer cooperation on chips and minerals. And remember, the US and Vietnam once fought a war that America lost. And 50 years later, an American president landed there to sign deals. Soon after that visit, Xi Jinping landed in Vietnam. China is Vietnam's largest trading partner, and the Chinese leader was there to offer more. The two nations signed 36 cooperation documents. All in all, a very successful visit. Meanwhile, Vietnam has also upgraded ties with Japan and South Korea. It also enjoys close ties with Russia, ties that were developed during the Soviet era. Vietnam is still a major buyer of Russian weapons, so it's truly a mixed bag. Vietnam has it all. US, Russia, China, India, they all want to boost ties because of the regional significance of Vietnam. It's a manufacturing powerhouse, a crucial asset in global supply chains, and it's flexible thanks to its bamboo diplomacy. For now, that flexibility is paying off.